sometimes people have a hard time doing turn of fate. It's not one of those techniques that works perfect every time, but if you get a good hard kick to the groin, and the problem we have with turn of fate is most people are wearing groin guards in class. Now, if you go take your groin guard off, right? Josh, Jesse, James, if you go take your groin guard off and somebody kicks you really hard, you're going to kind of go limp. It's going to be a lot easier to manipulate you, But when we don't do that, sometimes we tighten up. And we're trying to be nice to opponents, so we don't crank it as hard as we normally would in the street. In the street, when you're fighting the adrenaline flows, you got to put a lot more power and energy into your techniques. It's like two dogs that are friendly will come up and lick each other. The two dogs that are enemy come up and rip each other's throat out. And the spur stands up and the adrenaline flows and they get mean and vicious, right? So if you want to win in the street, you can't be a nice guy. You've got to be mean and vicious. You got to turn almost animal, because fighting is an animal's nature. We're animals, aren't we? Believe it or not, we're all animals. We're not plants. In biology, there's only two classifications of living organisms, animals and plants. And there's one or two organisms like an amoeba, something that might fit both definitions, rare crossover. But pretty much we're either animal or plants. So people are animals. So you got to fight like an animal. Okay, so let's take the turn of fate, because he said you might have a question. Question? Oh, fly get here? Okay.
Get it?
You get it? Okay. Let's see you step back and do your first initial move, just like turn of fate, the same thing. You grab in the wrist. Now, when you kick them in the groin, they're going to bend forward. Okay? So you hang on and you kick them in the groin. And then when you land down, as you land down, you pull hard to the right and over with the left. It's like cranking a great big ship's wheel, like those sailing ships that have a big wheel. You crank it around, you turn the rudder, then you just spin him over and let him fall on his back. Now you're going to do a little hop and drop. And then you're going to reverse step through left and cross over now. Why reverse step through left? Because when you're here and his legs are there, if you stand up like this, he can kick you. So if you cover your going this way, now his legs on your backside, right? What do we call that? Angles cancellation. Okay? All right, by the numbers. Step back, grab. Kick. Fall turn. Slam and drop. Up and drop. Reverse step. Looks pretty good. Now, Mr. Donna pushes me, right? Okay, so I've got it. Now I pop him pretty hard there. He's going to go pretty limp. The key to this is whip him hard so that when he turns over, he lands on his back. Notice I still got control of his arm there. Okay. Now if I'm going down to punch this way, if he tried to hit me with the right, I can block it. See how it works? Okay. Now when I stand up, I'll slam that arm in front of the other arm so he can't use it, and I'll drop over here so he can't kick me. And then I cross out. Does that make sense? Okay.